Hello everyone, this is Lorrie Hargis, registered aromatherapist and flower essence practitioner. Today I'm going to talk to you about our March health forecast, optimism in the face of world challenges. Please make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and check out the information below about our Common Sense community, where you can learn more about how to use essential oils and flower essences with traditional Chinese medicine. As we move into March, I sense a vibrant green essence and energy that embodies spring. The winds of March are ever so changing. Like we say, March comes in like a lamb and goes out like a lion, or comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb. Because the weather fluctuates so much in March. One day, the winds are slight and warm. The next day, they're cold and strong, and they bring in that pollen that makes people have sinus problems. Maybe you're one of them who suffers from allergies and sinus problems and headaches in the spring. It also brings in very sunny days, right? It can be sunny and warm, and then, 20 minutes later, the wind comes in and it's cold. And this fluctuation in our energetic weather patterns can affect our emotions as well as our body. And which can cause us more stress, anxiety, insecurity, and mood swings due to these rapid changes. Extreme temperatures can also make it difficult for our body to adjust, compromising our immune system, right? And then what happens is we're more susceptible to viruses. And for thousands of years, traditional Chinese medicine has told us that we are a microcosm in the macrocosm. So whatever happens out here in our external environment affects our internal environment. And according to traditional Chinese medicine, every spring is associated with the liver and the color green and the element of wood. And it's interesting because as I walk through my neighborhood, I can smell wood still burning on days it's cold, because we do have burn days. You can still burn your chimney on certain days. And then on warm days, as I'm walking through my neighborhood, I can smell wood burning for a barbecue, because people now are outside and they're barbecuing here in California. So, how the wood element is used in winter and then also as we're transitioning into spring is interesting. So right now, though, our health forecast is about the liver, and we're going to focus on that and the importance of it for our health and well-being. It's a well-known fact that stress affects all of our organs in our body, and especially our liver. It affects the liver first. And according to the Columbia University, the liver is our largest solid organ in the body. It is located here beneath our right rib cage, and it performs hundreds of vital functions. The liver removes toxins from your blood, and it also maintains healthy blood and healthy blood sugar. It also regulates blood clotting, among other important functions. Now, when your liver is not functioning properly, it can be usually caused because the other internal organs have stopped functioning properly first. Now, the liver gets hit first, but it's trying to take over. So if the intestines aren't moving out and eliminating properly, and the lungs are congested and aren't getting out the stuff, the liver has to process more, and it becomes more and more stressed. Also, liver stress can cause allergies, indigestion, headaches, and shoulder pain. On an emotional level, liver qi can get stuck due to stress and blocked emotions. And the most common cause of stuck liver qi in our society is due to anger, frustration, sadness, hopelessness, and depression. And when these things aren't expressed or dealt with appropriately, the liver qi becomes stagnant, and then we get other complications, don't we? So if we don't deal with ourselves emotionally first, it's just like Dr. Bach said, I can remove someone's gallbladder. However, that doesn't stop them from being bitter and angry and not feeling happiness. So we have to see how we truly are a microcosm of the macrocosm, and within ourselves, we are a whole being. It's not just that, oh, I have this problem. It's because it's manifested and started somewhere else, emotionally usually, and then it with a stress, and then it goes into our physical body. So to help us reduce stress for this March health forecast on our liver, I suggest using geranium essential oil. Now I have some here with me, this beautiful geranium essential oil. And the smell of it, it's green, yet rosy and sweet and flowery. And then now let's check out the color of it. Because you know you have a good geranium essential oil when it is a pale green to a dark green. So let's check out mine right now. This one's from Madagascar. I'm gonna hold it up here to you. And yes, this is a pale green. And it smells like geranium. And you know, this is something that we teach our students in our aromatherapy program is organoleptic testing. And it's important to know if you truly have a real geranium, isn't it? And this one definitely is. Well, geranium possesses, you know, properties that can fight against viruses, bacteria, inflammation, and it also has antiseptic properties. And the smell, oh my gosh, it is just so balancing. So, you know, due to its antiviral properties, geranium is effective for herpes simplex I, which is a common viral infection. And it, you know, you get painful blisters. And I had one last week because last week the situation was where I was ending a big project and starting some new projects. And so it was like they both, you know, it was a lot of stress on me. And if I don't handle that stress properly, then I get a cold sore. So, because we know that herpes I simplex virus lies dormant in our nerve cells of our spinal cord. And so certain things like stress or foods high in L-arginine can cause cold sores to appear. And I ate some walnuts, which are high in L-arginine, and a person who has herpes simplex I like me, you need to be making sure that you are taking a supplement of L-lysine, because then that keeps that at bay. It helps the herpes virus not come out, and you handle your stress better. However, if you start eating foods with that are high in L-arginine, it wipes out the L-lysine. And I had some walnuts and I had a lot of stress, and so I broke out in a cold sore, herpes simplex I. So, however, though, what I did was, and that's what really brought up geranium for me, the color of it and then also how it was helping me on a regular basis every single day with this cold sore I had. So what I did was I took 15 drops of geranium essential oil. I put it in a bottle here with some carrier oil that I have here. And the carrier oil I used, you can use rose hips. I used rose hips in mine, and because it's anti-inflammatory, it really reduces the heat in the body. So I put that in this bottle here, and I did 15 drops to 1 ounce of rose hip carrier oil. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I use it. I take it and I put it on I have another cotton pad here. I put it on a cotton pad, and then I apply it directly to the area where I have the cold sore. That's where I had the cold sore, was right here. And you can do this like 2 to 3 times a day. If you feel it, right when you feel it start coming up, do this immediately. Get that directly on there. Now, this is for adults. This application is for adults. So you would decrease, and you can read in my book how much you should use on children, and don't use it on pregnant women or children under 3 years of age, or if you're nursing. But it works really well. And what geranium does is it moves the fluid, so it helps the blister, start dissipating, reducing the inflammation in the blister, in the cold sore. And then it also helps to balance you emotionally and help you let go of stress, because that's what geranium is. It's a very balancing essential oil. So I just wanted to share with you how I've been using this beautiful green oil just as we're starting to transition into spring. And of course, then you have all that, the weather changing too. So a lot of people get herpes simplex II during weather changes, and especially in spring. So I just thought that this will help, the geranium will help you guys. And it also just smells great too. So it'll help you release your stress and prevent virus reactivation. So we've had a lot of people getting the viruses again, and different kinds of viruses. And some people have gotten COVID again, and then there's other variants of it, and then there's other viruses, respiratory viruses that we haven't had before. And so geranium has been known and in studies, and you'll see that on my blog. You'll see a link where I give you the study that shows how geranium is helpful for viruses and for respiratory viruses. So I like to use it when I get a virus, and I like to use it with lemon essential oil. And lemon and geranium are both in this study. So what I do is I take 5 drops of geranium essential oil and 5 drops of lemon in 32 ounces of hot water. And then I take that off the stove, the hot water. I add 5 drops of geranium, and I add 5 drops of lemon, and then I put a towel over my head, and I breathe in the vapors of the hot water and the essential oils, and I do an inhalation. And then this affects my sinuses. If I have a headache, it also affects my throat, my mucous membranes, and it also will help break up any mucus that is in my lungs, because lemon and geranium both move things in the body. They move things out, and lemon breaks things up because of the limonene in it. So I wanted to share with you with that. Now, also, when I do the inhalation, I do it 3 to 5 minutes, 3 times a day. You've got to stay on it. Don't just try it once. Oh, that didn't work. No. You stay on it. That's what you've got to do. You've got to be persistent and consistent when you're using natural health products. You've got to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to have a result. So make sure that if you are congested and that you have a lot of sinus congestion, a lot of lung congestion, that you use the geranium and lemon inhalation at least 3 times a day. And if you need to do it more, do it more. Now also, do not use this in pregnancy or nursing or children under 3 years of age. You would reduce the amount for children who are 4 to 8 years of age, 1 or 2 drops of each essential oil in the water. And if they're 9 to 12, you would do it, 3 drops of each essential oil into the water, into the hot water. And then, have them put the towel over their head and breathe in for 3 to 5 minutes. So when liver qi stagnation leads to emotional symptoms like hopelessness and depression, and right now in our world situation, we have a lot of exterior challenges, a lot. We've just been through the last 2 years, the last 3 years we went through the pandemic and we went through the COVID virus, and we still are having some challenges with that. We're having social economical challenges because of it. We have a lot of political situations that are going on that are very extreme, from one extreme to the other. We have division between people, and this can bring a lot of depression. It really can, and hopelessness. The thing about it is we have natural remedies that can help us with this. And when we have hopelessness and depression, that is a true sign of the liver qi being stagnated. And I use a blend of geranium essential oil, like I just had here, and Scottish broom flower essence. Now, Scottish broom has bright yellow flowers, and it's got these beautiful bright yellow flowers, and the stems that are going to these yellow flowers are very strong, very strong. They angle up like this, and then you have the flowers on it. Scottish broom grows in California, and it also grows in France, and I live in both of those places. Now, Scottish broom will start coming out between the end of March, beginning April, and then it will fully bloom in France in June. And it has this very fragrant, beautiful smell that you will enjoy so much. It's so sweet fragrance. However, this plant can also be very invasive. All right, we had a rosemary field where we were growing it to distill it for hydrosols. It was rosemary verbenon. And when we decided to stop distilling that form of that kind of rosemary, Scottish broom came in and it just started taking over the field of the rosemary. It was incredible what it did. So when we look at flower essences, we look at the polarity of the plant. We look at the side of it, what it does, that, it kind of takes over, right? And then we also look at the other side of it, the positive side of it. And so it's good when you're feeling weighed down, because that's what it does. It comes in, right? And weighs the other things down, the other plants. When you're depressed and maybe pessimistic and hopeless and full of despair, especially in our relationship to world events. That's what Scottish broom works on. It works on when we have these depressing, weighed down feelings. We're pessimistic, we're hopeless, and we don't think things in the world are going to get better. That's what Scottish broom is all about. It's a flower of encouragement and purpose, and filling us with optimism for the future. So that's why I chose it for this month's forecast, to help you know that in the end, things are going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We can get through this. We just have to be balanced and to bring into our center and know ourselves within ourselves, and not allow exterior things to overtake us. It's like Scottish broom brings those sun forces to us. because it's this beautiful yellow flower. And if you notice in March, the flowers that come out first are the yellow flowers. They're telling us the sun is coming. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. That's what those beautiful yellow flowers that you're seeing, from the dandelion in your yard, right, to the evening primrose that's come out in the forest. And Scottish broom reminds us of that. So I want to share with you a blend that I make, and I put it in a roller ball is what I do. So I've got a little roller ball right here. And what I do is I put 20, and remember this is for an adult, 20, and this is called Hopeless and Depression Formulation. So it's about you, it revives you, it gives you hope. And what I do is I take 23 drops of my like geranium here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me see here. Let me get my orifice right here. There we go. Now, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. There we go. All right, so we've got 23 drops in here. Let me put my lid back on there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be using like apricot oil. Okay, so I'm gonna put some carrier oil in here. This isn't apricot oil. This is a combination of safflower, vitamin E, olive oil, grapeseed oil. And I'm gonna fill the bottle up to the little neck here, okay? And I'm gonna put in the roller ball like that. Put the lid on it. And I'm gonna, oh, whoops, I'm sorry. I've gotta add the beautiful flower essence of Scottish broom. So here, you're gonna take 4 drops of your Scottish broom. Let me grab it here, let me get more out. There we go. 2. And 3 and 4. There we go. All right. Now we can put the lid on it and the cap. And we're gonna roll it between our hands like this to get the essential oil and flower essence into the carrier oil. And I suggest apricot, but you can use like what I did. You can use a combination or your favorite carrier oil, almond, whatever it is, macadamia. There's so many beautiful carrier oils, isn't there? Then what you're gonna do is you're going to tap it on your hand like this, because what you wanna do is you wanna ignite the energy of the flower essence of Scottish broom into the formulation. There we go. And then what you're going to do is you are going to apply this to your liver meridian acupoint located on the top of your foot, in between the hollow, the junction of the first and second toes, okay? Now, I can't show that to you right now because I just recently burned my legs. I can't lift my leg up at this moment. In a few weeks, that'll be fine. But so you're gonna apply that there. You're gonna check out our blog where you can see all the instructions with everything. Remember, it's at www.lorriehargis.com where you can check that out. So you have all the formulations, you have all the contraindications of each formulation. You have the area, it's L3, which is the liver meridian acupoint on the top of the foot in the hollow at the junction of the first and second toe. You're gonna do it 3 times a day and you're going to apply it. Now, contraindications, do not use in pregnancy or nursing or with children under 3 years of age. If pregnant or nursing, 3 years of age, only use, I give you instructions, and you guys can see that in the blog for small children. I want you also, you guys, to, do some breathing each day, do this acupressure point, and also really check in with yourself. Check in with yourself, get yourself up, more neutral. You can see the positive and the negative of things, but then be in neutral. And so that way you can see above the situation. You can see the bigger picture of things and not get stuck in the details and get stuck in the anger and the emotional situations that are going on, and try to process your emotions so that way you're not being affected so much by the environment. You are taking care of yourself internally, and breathing, using flower essences and essential oils together with acupressure points can be so beneficial for you. So I hope you enjoy geranium and geranium essential oil and Scottish broom flower essence this month for our healthy liver, and it's in our March health forecast. And I also want you to take the opportunity to learn about relieving stress and tension with acupressure flower essences for liver health. So you can learn more about this by joining our Common Sense community and being in our Common Sense community workshop, where we're going to teach you how to balance the liver meridian and how to balance and how to work on the different meridians with different flower essences and acupressure points to help you with anger and resentment. Also remember that our Common Sense community, there are workshops. You get a 1 continuing education unit with the NAHA. So for attending. So make sure that you sign up for that. We can't wait for you guys to be there with us and to learn more about liver health. We look forward to you improving your health, and make sure that you don't forget your essentials. Use your common sense. Au revoir.